Hi, welcome to coremoves.com. Today I'm going to show you a suspension routine that you can do on your home TRX or home suspension apparatus. If you don't have one at home, you can look at my previous video on how to make one from some things you might have around the house. So I'm out on my deck today. I've anchored my suspension system to my patio doors and I've locked them just to be safe. Okay, my apologies if I cut off my head or you can't hear me very well. I'm not used to making these videos. I usually run classes, group classes. Okay, so to start with, we're just going to warm up. So you're going to come up standing nice and tall with your back to your anchor point or to your door, okay? You want to put your hands into either your handles or your loops so that they're the same height. So it's always important when you're setting up your ropes to make sure that they're the same height or you'll start to throw your body off balance. So to start with, I want my straps to be, when my hands are in the straps, I have a nice soft 90-degree bend and I'm about 3 foot lengths away from my anchor system. Okay, so take the time to set your ropes up properly first. So if my elbows are bent in, my upper arm is in line with my body, then you can see I've got a nice soft 90-degree bend, 90-degree or greater bend in my elbow. And then once you've got one set up, you're going to adjust the other one until they're both even. Okay, so just adjusting the length of your straps. If you've got belt buckles, you might need to use a different belt. Okay, use like a shorter end on the belt or adjust the belt buckles. Then we're going to get our feet in parallel, hip distance apart. So again, hip distance means that those little bony protuberances on the front of our hips, that's our ASIS. If we put our index fingers on those and we look down, then those fingers should look like they're going straight through our middle 2 toes. Okay, so the elbows are in a nice soft bend, close to our sides, and this one's a little bit off. There we go. And we're just going to start by bending the knees. So soft bend in the knees and straighten. Soft bend. So this is just starting to warm up, straighten. So make sure you contract your quads, contract your glutes as you straighten those legs. And we're trying to find that equal weight bearing over the bridge of the foot and the heels. We're pulling the belly button in towards the spine to find that abdominal connection, and we're finding that length through the spine. Good. Now from here we're going to start to stretch the shoulders. So you're going to reach the hands forward till they come shoulder height. Open them out to a T and then squeeze them in just behind your hip bones or behind your thigh bone. Then you're going to bend the elbows, reach them forward, open to a T, so you're keeping tension in the strap the whole time, and then squeeze the shoulders to bring the straps behind you. Bend the elbows, reach, open to a T, squeeze behind you, one more, bend, reach, open, and squeeze. We're going to go into our first lean. So we're going to bend those elbows. Now from here, you're going to pick up your heels and we're going to reach those hands forward. So I want you to think about your torso being squeezed between 2 planes of glass and you're really reaching your rib cage down into the front pockets of your hips. So you don't want to let your rib cage pop forward. You want to keep it closed in and connected using your abdominals. So we're going to lift up those heels and then keeping the elbows in close to the body, we're going to start to reach those hands forward. So with that soft bend in the elbows, they come in line with our shoulders. And then we're going to exhale, pull those elbows back in line with the body and lower the heels. So keep the bum connected the whole time. Inhale, lift those heels. Exhale, lean forward, really pulling those abdominals down and in. Inhaling on that lean. Exhale, pull it in and lower the heels. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale to lean. Inhale to hold. Exhaling, pulling it in and lowering the heels. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, lean. Inhale, hold. Exhale, pull it in and lower the heels. 2 more for me. Lift. Lean. Okay, keep those abdominals connected. Pull those elbows in using the muscles under your shoulders and lower those hips. Make sure you're not hyperextending in those knees so your legs are active here. Reach, pulling it in and lowering it down. From there, we're going to nod our chin and begin to flex our spine forward as we reach the arms nice and long, and then send the tail away, bend the knees, and come into a really nice long spine, reaching those hands overhead, stretching through the shoulders. Inhale down there, and then as you exhale, curl that tail under and roll through the spine, pull those shoulders forward, and then the elbows back in towards the body. One more time. Inhale, bend the knees, not the chin, roll the spine forward, reach those hands long. When you can't bend anymore, lengthen the tail out, reach the hands forward, and have nice long length in that spine. Inhale on the long line, exhale, curl it under, pull those elbows in. Good. We're going to come into our first reverse lean. So turn around and face your pulleys, and we're going to lean back. So if you have loops on your system, then you have the option to use a monkey grip, which is you slide your hand through the loop with your palm facing up, and then you open your palm up nice and wide so that your fingers are together and your thumb is separate like an L, and you put both straps through that L in your hand and then make a fist around them. The reason why we do that is so that if we were to fall and let go or open our hand, it will be anchored by the bones around our wrist or the palm of our hand. If you don't have loops, don't worry about it. Just use a standard fist grip and turn your palms to face towards you. Okay? So I have the loops, so I'm going to use them. And one thing to bear in mind when we come into our leans is that the greater your angle of your body, the harder it is, because your body is your weight. So the longer the lever, the more difficult it is, okay? So if you're really close to your anchor point, you're really going to have to pull to move your body. If you're further away, it's a lot gentler and a lot easier on the body. So take the angle that feels best for your body. Usually to start with, I like to come in close to my anchor so that my hands are long. So your hands will be in the straps, nice and long. Then take one giant step back. Get those feet in parallel, hip distance apart, and your forearms should be in line with the body and your elbows in a nice long bend. From there, we're going to bend those elbows in a little bit more, so we're bringing our fists towards our armpits. Pull the rib cage down and think about your torso being squeezed between two planes of glass. And then we're going to start to lean the weight back, contract the glutes and the quads, and find that nice long line. So you want to be looking up towards your anchor point of your suspension system here. And you want to make sure that you're not arching through the front of the belly or collapsing into the spine. Okay, we're nice and long in a nice neutral spine, and our bum and our thighs are active. From here, we're going to go into our first squats. So we're going to bend those knees directly over our middle two toes, lowering the hips, keeping our spine nice and long throughout. Then push into the feet, find the bum, the back of the thighs, and stand up tall, contract the quads. Inhaling, lowering the seat. Exhaling, pushing into the feet and coming up nice and long. Now notice my shoulders aren't creeping up towards my ears as I'm coming up or as I'm sinking down. They are locked in place using my lats and my serratus anterior, keeping my shoulders hugged down and back. Okay, also notice I'm not rolling up through the spine and extending. I'm keeping my belly connected the whole time, my belly button pulled towards my spine. My pelvic floor is lifted, and I'm using my legs to propel the movement while my abdominals and my shoulders are keeping the stability in my torso. Okay, I've got two more. Push away, keeping those feet flat on the floor. Last one. Push away, and we're going to add on. So we're going to come down halfway, and we're going to pulse. So you want to be about 90 degrees to the ground, and we're going to pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push away. Coming down for 7, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push away for 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push away for 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push away. Contract those quads. 4, 3. Keep pulling that belly in. 1. Push away. And 3, 2, 1. Keep those shoulders stable. 2, 2, 1. And last one. Come all the way down. Push yourself up. Now from there, pull your elbows back. Nod your chin. Roll the spine forward. Reach your hands away. Lengthen your tail away from the crown of your head and really reach through those arms. Get a nice stretch through the back. Then if you'd like to, you can pull the elbows in so they're soft and just pedal your right knee forward and then your left. When you're right, you can keep the arms extended in that shoulder stretch if you like. Last one on the right and the left. Bend both knees softly. Exhale, roll back up through the spine, pulling the elbows in towards the hip bones and lengthening all the way up. Good job. We're going to spin ourselves around. Again, giving our wrists a bit of a break. So you're going to come with your back against the anchor point again. And we're going to have our heels right up against our support surface. We're going to bend the right knee up and take a giant step forward. Okay, so we should be in a nice long lunge position here. Take a minute to square your hips, square your shoulders, and find that long length in the spine. Your back heel is lifted to start with. Okay, then we're going to reach our hands in front of us, and we're going to drive that back heel down. Stretch through that calf muscle, and then lift it up. And drive it down. Lift it up. One more time, drive it down. Lift it up. So our right leg is front, our left leg is back. If that's not the way you've lunged, adjust your feet position now. We're going to keep those shoulders connected in front of us. Again, using those muscles in the shoulders to keep them away from our ears. We're going to push that heel back, and then finding the belly, we're going to bend that front leg and then use the propulsion of the front leg to lift us forward and pull the left knee in towards our belly. Then we're going to reach it back behind us, bend the front leg, and push the heel down. Lift the heel up, find your momentum, pull the knee in. Reach the leg back and lower it down. Push the heel down and lift and pull. Reach it back. So you're using your glute to reach it back, dropping the toe down by bending your right knee and pushing that left heel down. 2 more. Lift the heel, push into the right leg, pull the left knee in. Use those obliques. Reach it back, finding the glute on the left side, bending that right knee, finding the toe on the left foot, drive that left heel down. Last one, push and lift, and bring it back, tap it down, stretch it away. From there, you're going to pull your elbows in as you straighten that right leg, bend the right knee, and place it in line with your other foot. Nod your chin, roll yourself down, reach your hands away, send your tail long. Breathe here, catch your breath, inhale and exhale. Feet are in parallel. Take one more deep inhale. Exhale, roll the spine up, one vertebrae at a time, coming all the way up to your neutral standing position. This time, we're going to step forward with the left leg. So find that stability on the right leg, pick up the left leg, and then you're going to take a giant step forward, okay? So you're in your lunge. Reach your hands forward, get that shoulder connection. So when you're in that lunge, if you feel like you're leaning back too much in the shoulders, then just shorten the lunge a wee bit, okay? So find that stability in the shoulders, connect the abdominals, get that rib cage down, and we're going to drive that heel down for 1 and lift it up. Drive it down for 2, lift it up. One more time, drive it down. Now we're going to add on. So we're going to reach, pull the knee in, step it back. So reach it back, step, and push the heel down. Pull the knee in, reach it back, step, drive the heel back. Using those abdominals, so bending that left knee, pulling up, using the abdominals to control the right knee coming in, glutes to send it back, bending that right knee, drive that heel down. 4 more, pulling it up. Reach, lower, drive the heel, pulling it up for 3. Reach, bend the supporting knee, drive that heel down. Last 2, reach and lift, keeping those hips square. Keeping the hips square as you reach that leg back. drop the foot, drop the heel, and last one. Reach, lower, and drive the heel down. Now from there, bend the elbows, pick up that left knee, bring it in line with the right, find your hip distance parallel, nod your shin, roll yourself down, send the tail away, softening the knees, coming to that nice long line, and then exhaling, rolling all the way back up. Good. We're going to come into another lean for our abdominals and our shoulders. So for this one, you're going to pull the straps up a little bit so that you have them back about hip distance, okay? So you want to make sure that when you put your hands in the straps, you have sort of a soft bend in the elbows and your elbow lands about hip height. Again, make sure they're even. So just take a minute to compare both straps. And you're going to place your hands into your straps like a karate chop. So you're just pushing your hand through the strap, thumb on one side, fingertips on the other side. And then you're going to slide that hand through onto the belly of your muscle of your forearm. So your bicep radialis, brachioradialis. So you want it to be right around the middle of your forearm, okay? And you're going to take a step out, just a little step about a foot away from your ankle points, so that your elbows are now, your forearm is directly in line with your torso, and your hands are raised up at a 90-degree angle. From here, you're going to pick up those heels, reach the hands forward, open them out to a T, squeeze them in, and pull them back in. Now, if you didn't find that sort of shutter point in your abdominals, take a little step back. Lift those heels, reach it forward, open, close it in, bring the elbows back, lift, reach, open. So you want to reach so that your elbows don't come higher than shoulder height, close it in, and bring it back. This time we're going to open and close 4 times. So lift those heels up, reach the elbows to shoulder height. So you should be looking between your hands. Now open to your T, close it in for 1. Stay in that lean. Open to your T. Keep squeezing your glutes. Close it in for 2. Open and close. Open. Close. One last time. Keep those ribs connected. Don't let the chest fall forward too much. Close it in. Lower the heels and pull the elbows in. Take your hands out of the straps. Good. We're going to turn around and pull those straps a little bit longer. So for this one, I would say that if you're right up against your anchor point, you want the straps to come to knee height, okay? And then you're going to step back till you reach that point where when your arms are straight and you can get tension in the ropes. So you want your arms to be below, well below shoulder height, and probably so that your hands are level with your hips, okay, if you were to touch them. So if you step forward, they'll just hit your hips. From there, we're going to wake up the back line of the body. So you're going to roll forward, reach those hands forward, bend both knees, transfer the weight to your left foot, come up on the ball of the right foot, and then begin to send that right foot away and reach your hands forward. So your hands are there for support rather than hanging on for dear life. If you find you're hanging on for dear life and you're too low, just raise the height of your straps, okay? So that your shoulders are there for more support. So find the option that feels good for you. And then you really want to spin that right hip down, using the glute to keep that leg nice and high, okay? Try not to arch in your lower back. You want to keep that belly connection throughout, and we're going to lower and lift that leg. So keeping that nice long spine, soft bend in your left knee, we're going to tap the floor and squeeze it up. Tap and squeeze. Keep pulling your belly button towards your spine and squeeze. 3, lift it up so you can see my pelvis isn't moving and my spine isn't moving with this movement. Reach, keep pointing through that toe. Last 1. Lift it up and bend the knee in towards the nose and then reach it back. Bend it in, reach it back. So your left leg is working a little bit like a pendulum. Reach it back. Pull using those abdominals. And reach. 2 more. Pull it in. Reach. Last one. Pull. And reach. Lower that foot down. Stand the body up. Pull the knee in. A place that can line with your other foot. Relax the shoulders down and back. And we're going to move on to the other leg. So you're going to roll the spine down. Bend both knees. Transfer the weight to the right leg. And then slide that left leg back. Lengthen your spine. Keep that soft bend in your right leg. Point the left toe and lift it up. Now square your hips. Make sure your hips and your ribs are both facing the floor. And you really want to spin that thigh in so you're not rotating towards the side of the room. Squeezing the glute, finding that connection. We're holding it here. We're pushing the shoulders down and back, finding that length in the spine, in the neck, in the crown of the head. And we're going to lower and lift. So we tap it down, squeeze it up, tap it down, squeeze it up. So you're really working through the glute on that right leg or your supporting leg to keep you perpendicular to the floor. Your belly's pulled in towards your spine to keep your lower back from flexing and extending with the movement. Reach it up. Your glute is working really hard on that left leg to extend the front of the hip. Lower. And lift. 1 more, and we're going to add the knee tuck. Lower. And lift. So from here, bend the knee, flex the spine, knee to nose. Reach it back. Whoa. Bend it in. Reach it back. Keep that soft bend in the knee. Keep pushing through the straps to find that support through the shoulders. Reach it back. Pull it in. Reach it back. So notice I'm not coming up and lengthening up here. I'm staying flexed so my abdominals stay connected. And then I'm reaching back to a long line. 2 more, flexing it in. So we're getting a little bit of flexion and extension in the spine here. Pull it in. Last one, reach it back. And then bend the knee, roll the spine, place the foot down, and then lengthen to that long line. Inhale down here. Exhale, roll through the spine, coming all the way up and pulling the shoulders down and back. Okay, we're going to step forward now. Now we're going to come down onto the mat to work through our hamstrings and glutes. So you're going to bring your body down to the floor, and then you're going to pull the straps down so that they're about 1.5 feet height off the floor. So about like of your feet height. So about a foot off the floor for most people. And again, make sure that they are completely even. So you may find you need to adjust them as you go along. The rope heights are only used as a guidance. Okay, then you're going to slip your feet through the straps, and you want to try and anchor them behind the ankle bone and in front of the lateral medial malleoluses, so in front of those sort of ankle bones and under the heel of the foot, and then flex your toes towards your face to anchor that foot into the strap. Now if all you have is these handles, your sort of flex band handles, then you can try and wiggle your foot through and anchor your foot on the soft part of the strap. Okay, so I've got my nice long loops. I'm going to use my loops and anchor my foot, reach that leg long, and then into the other foot. Now your straps might move around as you move the levers of your feet. That's totally fine. You'll be able to adjust as you go along. So once you've got your feet connected, you want to make sure that you have your heels about 1 inch away from your wall. Then we're going to roll ourselves down. So sit up nice and tall with a soft bend in the knees. Arms come level with the shins or parallel with the shins. Inhale, exhale, curl the tail under, plant that lower back down, and then lengthen the spine all the way down. Reach the hands overhead. We're going to bend our knees here And then place our hands down long beside our torso and find that nice length through the whole spine. So I'm just gonna adjust my torso here so that you can see what happens as I come up into my bridges. So we're gonna do bridges. So I'm gonna do it with my hands up here so you can see what my spine is doing. But for you, if you can have your hands long down by your side, or if you really want to challenge yourself, keep them floating up towards the ceiling, palms facing each other. Ideally, you want your shoulders to be drawn down and back, and make sure that you're centered with your anchor point. So your anchor point will be coming straight down the midline of your body. So you want to have that little bit of space underneath your lower abdomen. It's really sunny here. And then bend your knees in. So you've got a nice 90-degree flexion at the hip, 90-degree at the knees. We're gonna inhale. As we exhale, push into those heels, drive them away, and lift the pelvis up to a nice long line. So I'm not arching my belly up like this. I'm keeping that abdominal connection, and I'm reaching those legs long, okay? Now I'm gonna pull my right knee in and send it away. And my left knee. Send it away. So you really need to push equally through both straps here, especially if you're on a TRX system, and work through the middle, the inside of your thigh, the medial rotators, and the outside of your thighs and your glutes equally to make sure that you're staying hip distance. So this flexion at the knee comes from your hamstring here, and then you're pushing it away and finding the glutes. So your hamstring curls it in, the back of your thigh curls it in, your bum pushes it away with your quads, okay? So pulling it in and pushing it away. Pulling it in. Traditionally, our quads flex the thigh in, but because we've got that pressure pushing down into the straps, we're really engaging that hamstring. Push away, last one on the left. Pull it in, push away, inhale, exhale, roll the pelvis down, relax, and just swing those feet a few times. And just breathe, catching your breath. One more time. And we're gonna do that again, but with we're gonna add on, do a different movement, but we're coming up again. So again, hands down by your sides. If you found your shoulders were rolling forward, then turn your palms so they face the ceiling and then open them up a little bit wider, so about 40 degrees. Otherwise, just keep them the way they were, or as I said, if you wanna challenge yourself, reach them up overhead. We're gonna bend those knees in again to that 90-90. Inhale, connect the belly, keep those ribs pulled down and in. Exhale, curl up, push into those straps, push the feet away and come to that long line. Now we're gonna pull both heels in at the same time. So we're gonna inhale, exhale, pull them in. Inhale, push away. Exhale, pull them in. Inhale, push away. Exhale, pull them in. So I'm gonna put one hand down here so I don't get pulled towards my anchor point. Pull it in. And push, pull, and push, pull. So you can see my hips aren't that high off the ground because I'm really using my abdominals to support this movement. Pull it in, push away, last one, pulling it in, push away, inhale, exhale, roll back down, and swing the legs. From here, we're gonna do some abdominals. So you're gonna bend those knees back to that 90-90 and sweep your hands up towards the ceiling. Now really pull those ribs down. So if you put your hand on the space where your arches of your rib cage spread apart, if you feel that they're lifting up and you can really feel those front bumps of your ribs, try and physically push them down and use your abdominals to draw them towards your hips, okay? Then reach both hands up, fit palms facing each other. Send them back just a little bit further, keeping those abdominals connected, planting the lower back into the mat. Inhale, float them forward. Exhale, nod the chin, flex up, reach your feet away, and stretch forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine up, bend the knees. Exhale, curl the spine down, straighten the legs away, reach those hands back. Inhale, bend the knees, nod the chin. Exhale, flex up, reach those feet away, flex forward. Inhale, lengthening up, bending those knees, sitting tall on your sit bones. Exhale, curling down, legs reach away, hands go back. Bend those knees, sweep the hands, nod the chin, flex up and over. And lengthening up, last one. Curling it down. Good, not centered here. bend the knees, nod the chin, flex it up, and lengthening up, curling it down, reaching overhead. Now bend the knees, keep the pelvis in neutral this time. Exhale, flex up and reach with keeping the knees bent. And we're gonna try and flex up a little bit more. So increase that flexion, reaching 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, bring it down. Exhale, sweep it up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Exhale, flex it up. 7, 6, 5, 4. Shoulders away from the ears. 2, 1. Bring it down. Keep drawing that belly button towards the spine. Flex it up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and down, and reach those legs away. Fold your elbows, your hands into your elbows, and just reach them overhead. Swing the legs a little bit, relaxing those abdominals. We've got one more abdominal exercise, and then we're going to finish off with our planks. So when you're ready, catch your breath, bend your knees in again, reach those hands up towards the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, flex up the same as we were in the last exercise, and then bring your hands behind your head. We're going to rotate towards the right side. So you want your left elbow to be reaching towards your left knee. We're going to stay flexed up, and we're going to reach that left leg away. Reach it away, push into the heel, pull that strap back in, staying rotated and flexed up. Reach away, pull it in, reach away. So you're finding that hamstring and glute on that supporting leg, and reach and pull. Keep flexing up. Try not to pull on the head. You want the rotation and the flexion to come from that oblique. Reach away, pull it in. We've got 2 more. Reach and pull. Don't snap the knee as you reach it out. Reach it out. Control with the quad in the back of the leg. Pull it in. Inhale, exhale to center, and lengthen down. Reach the legs away. Shake the feet, and we're going to come back up and do the other side. So take a nice deep inhale and exhale, and then bend those knees. Bring the hands back towards the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, flex it up. Bring the hands behind the head, and this time we're going to twist to the left side. So right armpit is reaching towards the left knee. Keeping the pelvis nice and still, the abdominals locked in place. We're going to reach that right leg long, contracting the glute, contracting the hamstring. Pull it in and reach. Pull it in. Reach. So you should really feel this in the crease under your bum. And reach. Keep twisting and lifting. Pull it up. So your left shoulder should be down on the ground. Your left elbow down on the ground. You got that nice rotation and flexion. Reach. Your left leg is staying nice and still, pushing down into that strap. Reach. And pull. 2 more. Reach it out. Pull it in. Last one. Reach. Pull it in. Rotate the body back to center and lengthen down. Reach the legs away. Fold the hands into the elbows and reach them overhead. Good job. When we're ready, we're going to bend one knee and then grab onto the back of the hamstring. Nod the chin up, flex up, and push into that foot to bring yourself up to seated. If that didn't work for you, just roll over onto your side and then take your feet out of the straps. Okay, so we're going to do our last one is our plank. Now this is an inclined suspended plank. So they're really, really hard. I'm going to show you the easier option first, and then we'll do the more advanced option. So you are going to come so that your back is to your pulley system and your feet are right up against the wall. Okay, sit back on your heels, and then you're going to reach your straps out nice and long so that if you come onto your hands and knees, your straps will be just off the ground. So when we come on our hands and knees are directly under our shoulders, our hands are directly underneath, our knees are directly under our hips, our hands are directly under our shoulders. So we want to see that the straps just touch the ground. So our ropes are nice and tight. Again, make sure they're even, okay, especially in this one. So when my shoulders are forward, you can see my knees are directly under my hips, my hands are directly under my shoulders, and my straps are nice and tight. Okay, so our first modification is the easiest one. From here, toes are curled under. You're going to inhale. As you exhale, you're just going to lift the knees a couple inches, keeping the spine nice and still. Inhale at the top, exhale, push it down. So let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, exhaling, lift those knees. Inhaling, exhaling, pushing them down. Inhaling, exhaling, lift the knees. Inhale, exhaling, push them down. Now, if that was good enough for you, stay there. If you'd like to challenge yourself more, we're going to move on. So from here, we're going to bring the hips back, reach the hands forward till your hands float off the mat. Then you're going to push the hips forward till your straps come over the shoulders and the hands are reaching forward. Then you're going to push through the back line of the body till you come to a suspended Superman sort of position, and then bring the straps so that they're underneath the chest, and we're going to hold. Keep the shoulders nice and wide, and then you're going to bend the knees. Fingertips just tap the floor and push away. Bend the knees, push away. Don't let your knees crash onto the floor, and push away. So this is really working through those quads here. Pushing away. Find that connection in the plank. Last 2. Bend it down. Last 1. Bend it down. Slide the hands back. Push your heels towards your hips. And stretch through the shoulders. And then roll yourself up 1 vertebrae at a time. Take your hands out of the straps. And we're just going to sit cross-legged for a minute, comfortably on our mat, with our feet folded in front of us, and just sit up nice and tall. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. I'm going to nod the chin forward and lift it up and forward. Lift it up. And we're going to turn to the side and the other side, to the right, to the left. Come back to center. Now float, bring your left hand towards the floor. Float your right hand up, reach, and then flex up and over to the side in the mermaid. Lengthen up, lower that hand. Keep the elbow in close to the body. Left hand comes up, reach, flex up and over. Lengthen up, lower the hand down 1 more time. Lift it up, reach, and flex. Nice side bend. Lifting up, lowering down. Lift, reach, lengthen, and lower. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope that you're managing to find some time for yourself and take the time to keep your body fit and healthy.